Decode your past to change your future. Have you ever wondered why certain patterns keep showing up in your life? Maybe you keep doubting yourself. Maybe you expect rejection before it happens. Maybe you work hard, chase opportunities, and still somehow feel like you're not moving forward. For a long time, that was me. I'm not a psychologist. I'm just an older fellow looking back over his life and trying to understand why I thought and acted the way I did. As a child, I didn't really understand where I came from or why my life had started the way it did. And when children don't have answers, they often create their own. Looking back, I think some of mine were, maybe I don't really belong. Maybe I'm on my own. Maybe I have to prove that I'm good enough. Nobody necessarily told me those things, but somewhere along the way, I started believing them. And those beliefs followed me into adulthood. I went to school, studied accounting, worked for the government, tried financial planning, real estate, insurance, different businesses. From the outside, I was always moving. But inside, some of the same patterns kept repeating. I wanted opportunities, but I feared rejection. I wanted success, but part of me didn't really believe I was capable of it. I could take criticism much more personally than I needed to. And for years, I thought those reactions were simply who I was. The older I've gotten, the more I've realized something important. Sometimes the problem isn't what's happening today. Sometimes it's the meaning we gave something that happened years ago. That's where understanding your past can become useful. Not because you want to live there, and not because you want to blame everything on your childhood, but because your past can leave clues. I started looking back at some of the turning points in my life. The foster homes, the feeling of not belonging, the conflicts, the jobs I lost, the opportunities I walked away from, the times I expected rejection before anyone had actually rejected me. And eventually, I began seeing a pattern. The story underneath many of those experiences was, you have to prove yourself. Once I saw that, I could finally start questioning it. Was that story actually true? Or was it something a little boy had created to make sense of a life he didn't understand? That's a very different question. And this is where I think real change begins. You don't have to rewrite history. You simply have to reconsider what that history means. For years, I might have said, my past made me angry. Today, I can say, my past taught me things I didn't understand at the time. I might have said, I never belonged. Today, I can say, I spent years searching for belonging, and eventually I learned that part of it had to come from within. Same events, different meaning, and when the meaning changes, your future can begin changing too. So if you keep repeating the same patterns, maybe don't start by asking, what's wrong with me? Try asking, what story have I been carrying for years? Then ask, do I still want that story deciding what happens next? Your past can explain some of your reactions, but it doesn't have to control your future. You are still writing the story. And sometimes a new chapter begins when you finally understand the old one. If conversations about our past, mindset, identity, and understanding ourselves resonate with you, consider subscribing to Inner Mind today. We're not trying to become perfect here. We're trying to understand ourselves a little better, one conversation at a time. Take care of yourself. God bless. And I'll see you in the next one.